We might be live. I'm only 2 minutes late today, which is way better than not even streaming at all last time. Come on. There we go. I think we are live. This is rolling. Let's get that simulator open. Let me adjust here real quick. All right. Put on an actual shirt here. It's 2 minutes late because I was rushing back from disc golf. Still got lots of practice before the Northwest Championships next week. Flying out to Portland. But yeah, C1x Development Day 2. We got a decent bit done during the first video, which was not live because of some technical difficulties with YouTube. But we're all set up. We are live now. I think everything's rolling. Let's go double check that. We've got the app will pop up here shortly. Now live. All right. Love it. So we are going to be rolling from that same list. So last time we got a lot of the structure in place for managing round information in the app. We were in the process of getting rounds displayed on the main menu, which we'll do a double check now. I wasn't able to show the result of that in the video because I would have had to restart the app and I was ending the stream anyways, but now we're restarting it regardless. So we should get a pretty good idea of what that's going to look like. And then I think what we're going to be working on today, I've probably got about another 45 minutes stream in today. We have an event we have to run to later, but we're going to be creating a new view to actually display some of the round information. This is all going to be very rough around the edges. We're going to get very basic things working, get scorekeeping working, get basic driving and putting statistics working. These streams right now are basically just going to be a race to that very first version for beta testing. And then the goal is just to run wild from there with all kinds of features and UI changes and lots of ideas, but we're going to get the base app working first. Let's see, let's go ahead and expand on these. So this is where we're going to start today. We're going to verify that this actually worked. I added that code on the main menu file for displaying rounds, and I haven't opened this since that last video. I'd done a stream yesterday 2 days ago for Throw at the Pros, going over latest updates, so I'd open that up, and my intent is to do basically all of the C1x coding live, so not opening it up to code outside of these. But we had added this in last time, which I think should at least display the courses used for every round. And at this point, our round should just be first round. Round courses is just called first round. So hopefully when this pops up, we'll just have a display that says first round. It is still loading. There's a loading bar down where my webcam's at currently, so it's getting there. We can go ahead and start on some of this other stuff though. So creating a new view for displaying the round information, that is going to be a new file at the moment. So I'll probably do that under this round management folder. Create a new file here. We'll go, let's just call it round display. Okay, let's make it look like, what do I want to make it look like? Am I going to want any of these expanded? I don't think so. We'll copy the courses view and then delete a lot of stuff to get it to more of a bare bones. We don't need, well, we are going to want the list view. I take that back. The children can all go away though, so we'll get rid of that for loop. Delete up to the outline button. So that should be up to here. There we go. We'll call it round information right now. No such file or directory. Cannot open file all. I know why. I know why. I think I know why. So right now we need to take this out and just say false. Because right now it's supposed to copy that file in the first app launch. I've already launched the app. The variable's already set to true, saying that I have launched the app, but I just added this code in, so it did not copy it over. So now we're going to have to hit stop and restart. And then I'm going to leave this up and running. I got to disappear real quick, but we'll be right back. All right, we're back. This is still not working. Let's go up here and see. Unable to load asset. Oh, no, it worked. Okay. So it's unable to load asset issue is just related to pictures that don't exist in the app yet, just from copying code over from Throw It to Pros. So I'm not overly concerned about that, but the app is working. This is not. Can I hit a refresh here? What does that get me? No, I do still get the same issue. No such method. It seems like the image is what is just so strange. Let's go to the main menu and just, is that section still even in here? It's just this. So I guess we'll see what that does. No, same thing. Now I'm actually getting to the issue though. I don't know why that wasn't displayed previously. Load round information, round loading. Line 21. Tried calling length. Error. Length was called on null, so this is equal to null. Let me go to that file again. No wonder. Global is not what I want here. Let's call this personal. I'm going to add this code in here first. I want to delete it if it exists. Rounds, and I called it all rounds. So the structure of my JSON file was not right. But here I'm going to make sure that we're getting the right file in there. I don't know if the reset is going to do it. I may have to stop and restart again. Let's just do that. We can still keep coding while I'm doing that. So back to round display. Round information. We won't have any of this. This can go away. Let's get rid of one of those spacers there. And we've got the expanded view. So round display. What is my, this is already loading. Yep, there we go. Okay. So we fixed that issue. This is first round. It's a button, doesn't go anywhere yet, but that code worked. We deleted the old one, put the new one in. So I can take those two lines out. All right, so long story short, that did work. Display the last 3 rounds. So I only want to display the last 3. Let's go make sure that we're doing that. Not quite. Not quite. Round courses. Let's go up here. So underneath round courses, let's go final num rounds is equal to round courses dot length if and let's go var rounds to display. Actually, that's not. We can just do this in one variable. Rounds to display is equal to round courses dot length if round courses dot length is equal to is less than is greater than 3, rounds to display is equal to 3. Do I need a set state on that? I might. Can I throw a set state in here? Yeah. Seems like it's a set state is there just to make sure that I'm actually forcing the variable to update and then forcing the display to reload itself. And then so we can come down here to that for loop. Round is less than rounds to display. So if there's less than 3 rounds on that JSON file holding all the round information, it will only show that number of rounds. But if there's more than 3, I only want to show the last 3. And the intent is to end up making these buttons quite a bit taller to show more information on this initial main menu. So now my question was, how am I holding round information? My intent, I think, was to use this structure here to hold all the information when I tap on a round from anywhere. That this is where it would be displayed. And I think we can probably stick with that approach. So let's come in here because we're going to have some variables to add. Course selected. So let's try to make these all have similar names here. No, this is not what I intended to use actually. This is for actually holding values during the round. So I don't want that to change. What do I want to change? Round. Loading round information. Maybe it's just the ID of the round that is tapped. That's all I need. And then I could just pull it from these variables. That probably makes more sense and is probably cleaner than creating a whole new structure for it. So let's get rid of this again. I don't want that. What I do want is on this round providers. Let's go. This doesn't need to be a provider. Let's just throw it under variable management right now, actually. We'll just call it, that's not where I want it either. Where do I want it? Where do I want the display of this? It's important enough that it could really be anywhere. Maybe we just throw it under main. Let's just call it var round ID on display equals 0. Do I want to declare a global variable like that? It's probably not a very clean way to do it. Thinking. Yeah. Let's stick with it for right now, and then I can adjust as needed later. For round is on display. Round ID on display should be equal to round. And then here we're going to use that round ID for displaying it. I'm not going to resort the rounds, not right now. So we're not going to worry about that. So what we should be able to do then, so here I am displaying the last 3 rounds, last first will be the most recent, yes. So these are done. And then we're going to start adding this information. So course name. So first let's throw in round information. Let's go back to our courses view. I'll just grab a text widget from this. I'll grab this guy for now. Do I have, I uploaded some fonts in here. Asimov is one of them. Okay. We're not going to have this button for reordering courses. Versus code or Flutter, I'm not actually sure which one it belongs to, but they have an auto format feature. For blocks of code that are this small, I don't like the way that it formats. Okay, so this is going to be course, round courses, round courses, round ID on display. Do I have round courses up here? I do not. I importantly do not. I don't need all of this. Let's go to main menu. Let's go grab all that information. We'll grab all of these. And we will replace all of these. And I don't need this block of code. And then we just need the right file, which is round providers. Like so. Those are all good now. So now we can display the course name. Next was location. So again, this is not going to look pretty, but we're going to get all the information on there, and then we'll adjust round locations, course name, location, and date. Date I want. Okay, so let's throw this back on here. Yeah, it already knows what I'm going for there. All right, so that should be the location and date. And then we're on to the scorecard. So the scorecard is going to be much more challenging. Still needs to be a part of this list view. The axis will be vertical. This is something that I've done in Throw with the Pros already. So let me, not the statistics part, but the way that this view is at least initially going to be structured. This will not be the first time. So let me go pull that up, see if I can save us some time here. So I'm not trying to code it all from scratch. I like to try and reuse as much as I can. All right, so there's our list view. There's all of these. Event payouts. Round number. Okay, and then this is how we structure it. All right, so within the list view, we're gonna go here. Let's throw a spacer in there for the time being. Then we're gonna add this. The row and the scroll view. Okay, so scorecard with each row, maxing at 9 holes. Okay. So I'm trying to recall now when I was writing these down if maybe my intent was to avoid having to scroll altogether. Let's try that. So this is just going to be a row, children. We'll go, I want everything to be in a column so they all line up. So this will be a main axis alignment, and then we're going to just space them evenly. We're going to have a column Ooh, so this, I wanted number, par, distance, user score, and stats. For var whole equals 0, whole is less than 9. Plus plus. And then we're going to have the exact same thing. So I'm trying to do 9, front 9 and back 9. And then obviously I'll need to add some code in here to account for courses or rounds that don't have 18 holes. Definitely something to consider. So then we're going to have another row here, and this is going to be whole is equal to 10, whole is less than 19, and if there's more than 18 holes, then this will increase as well. That's some logic I can add in after the fact. Right now we're just going to get all the information displayed. For each one of these, we're going to have a column and then we'll throw in text. Let's just go grab this. This will be whole. And then we said par. So it's going to be par is an integer, so I will have to keep it like this. Round pars, round ID on display, whole minus 1. All of that is correct. I don't, why do I need 0? What is round pars is, so I've got each round, each course, each hole. So I've got the round, what was I saying there? It's round and whole. Why would there be? I'm not going to keep multiple pars on each hole. It is going to be 1. So I actually, this is going to ruin things a little bit, but pars and distances should have 1 less dimension to them. We'll start with this and then we'll see what all we break as a result. Okay, distances is updated. Now I got to do the same thing for pars. One too many dimensions. It was a dimension that I needed in Throw at the Pros to account for different pin positions, but it's not something that I'm going to include in C1x just because I think it kind of convolutes what I'm going for. I don't think it's necessary. Get rid of this, get rid of that. Get rid of this and that. Okay. Then we did create an issue here, and I'm going to have an issue with that JSON file, so we're going to have to redo that one again. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to restructure all of these. This is not a very exciting thing to have to code in or to observe someone coding in. But we're gonna do it. So in Throw It to Pros, I was accounting for multiple pin positions on each horse. I was allowing at least the flexibility to do that. In C1x, I am not going to. If there are drastically different pin positions, then it'll need to be a different layout. Didn't make a single mistake there. How crazy was that? All right. Round pars. Let's remove a dimension here. Let's remove a dimension here. This one I am going to have to use the extra layer there. So that is not a problem. This one I need one extra or one less layer. I don't know if it's as simple as this, but let's try it. It is, I think. Does that work? 1 second here. Let's make sure I'm doing this right. Try this. Doesn't seem to work. Is that not the same thing I already have? Take 2. This is the same thing. So list map E. Distances. if round data is equal to personal round distances. It's just a 1D. Is this as simple as it needs to be? Maybe we try this. Spent so long on this, I'm gonna have to remember what I was working on in the first place. Add. I'm gonna do the same thing with this. Okay. Then we need to go back to main. We need to add those two lines, so that's not going to work. Okay. Rounds. All rounds. Okay. That's definitely going to break something, right? There's no way I caught all of it there. As long as it doesn't, that should be the information that we need. We can add another one here for round distances. Copy, paste. Why is that not copying? Copy. Paste. Thank you. Round distances. So there I should be showing the pars, showing the distances. Let's go ahead and I need to change this on display. Why is my copy not working? Jeez, that's a copy. Paste is obviously working. Display state, copy, round display state. Okay, and then we can come up here. Let's go ahead and add that actual file. The copying not working is really annoying. Paste works. Paste works. Management. Display. Const round display name equals round display. Go add it down underneath here. Round display name, context round display. Perfect. And then on main menu, courses. There's a navigator here. Let's set it. Need this line. Copy. So you say that's the button I'm supposed to hit to copy. It's not working. For loop is way down here. I just got to scroll way farther than I think. Round display name to get that button working. So let's go refresh this. It does seem like I made all the right changes, thankfully, so that updating the structure is working, and I did get a crash. Okay, but it's just related to the images, so that's all right. I mean, roughly the idea of what I'm going for. Probably gets rough if I add 1,000 foot hole in there, that one extra digit. I wonder if that's going to shove everything off. Round location, round date. Is that the format I want to show the date in? I'll need to do a little digging on how Flutter handles dates. Let's try and make it something generic like that. I'm going to stop and restart just so I update the file with the new date in it. But yeah, so we have the new view. We're displaying the course name. Right, I think we were. I know we had location and date. The scorecard we can go update so that we're showing all 18 holes. So annoying. Paste. I'll refresh that. First round. Courses first round. Okay. Yeah, okay. That matches what I have here. 4-4, yep. This was, is this Maple Hill? This looks like Maple Hill numbers. Massachusetts, gotta be. All right, so we got the round information displaying. We got the course name. Each row maxing at 9 holes. So what I'll probably have to do is we'll probably have to go to round parse, and we'll have to say var holes to, I don't need a variable for that. Let's back up there. Don't create unnecessary variables. Maybe these won't be unnecessary. So this can be, let's make these up here. Var first 9 holes to display equals 0. Var second 9 holes to display equals 0. Third 9 holes to, will allow for up to 36 hole courses. Parse, let's go after round parse. So if how to do this. So this can be 1, this can be 10, this can be 19, and this can be 28. If actually, I'm not thinking about that right. Let's make this 9. Let's make this 18. So I'm trying to set limits to make sure that I'm not going over the number of holes that actually exist on the course. So here we go. If round parse round ID on display length is less than 9. is equal to 10, and then this is where these will come in. 19, 28. Okay. Else if round pars is less than 18, perfect. And I actually don't need that line, but those are good. Else if is less than 27. Yep. Less than 36. So essentially this block of code I think should allow me to account for exactly what I need to here, which would be cool. And then I can come down to the for loop and just say, for the first one at least, for hole is less than first 9 holes to display, less than or equal to, because it can be 9. Second. We'll do this for the first 2, and then I'll get the rest of the information in before we, well, I guess we can go ahead and do it for all of them, right? Yeah, I think so. I can always test it with the big course too. 3 and 4. No. I did not have my for loop in there. Well, no, I shouldn't have needed it. Should not have needed it. Let's grab that. Let's go here. Let's go here. It's not. I keep wondering why it's not working, and it's the same issue that I still haven't learned from yet, is that my copy button isn't working. Copy. Paste. Stupid. Second 9 holes. Third 9 holes to display. And that would be 19. And then this can be 28. Fourth 9 holes to display. That's not going to work actually, because it can be equal to 28, which means it's going to try and display a hole. That does not work. What is the appropriate way to fix that? It actually needs to be this. +1. Hole is less than 10, so hole can be 9 here. No. This code works fine when there is the 9th hole and when there is the first hole, but if there's not a hole 10, I need this to not work. If there is a hole 10 and there is a hole 18, second holes to display is what, going to be equal to 19. So I already kind of how did I just set this up? It's probably these values that I need to change. If it's less than 9, can I just make them all equal to 9? 9, 18, 27. so I wonder how well that works. I want to see if it's going to give me an error there. I don't think so. These errors are still just related to the pictures. So I think we are good there. I do think that's working as intended. Scorecard with each row maxing at 9 holes, yes. Number par in the distance, yes. The user score on that hole, okay. So that's going to be, let's go to the first one. First 9 holes to display, round distances. And then I want user score. This is ultimately going to end up being in a box, which I think I can also pull from Throw With The Pros. Column. That's not it. That's not it. Here we go. Slowly getting somewhere here. Folder info. Presets. Not that, child, stack. Here we go. The formatting on this is going to be rough, but it is what I'm looking for. So we'll try this. There we go. All right. Padding edges, that's all 1. Child. Stack. Alignment is good. Children is good. Container. Width. Height. I'll need to be quite small. No, I want to get rid of this. Color, shape. Color stop. Green. Just because. All right, now let's keep going here. Copy this in. We'll probably end up stopping here today once we get this display working. There's dot black. Color, border. Okay. Border radius. This all should be tabbed in one. This goes to here. Try and get the tab amount right, just so it's easy for me to track where things need to be. And we'll copy this in. So our text here is going to be round. What did I call the user scores there? User scores, just user scores. User scores. Round ID on display, whole -1. Valid. Text style. This can all stay the same. Colors dot black. What did I just do there? What did it not like about that? Oh, that bracket. I was like, what is going on here? All right. Text is good. We got the stack, and we got the padding. Oh, I'm missing. Where am I missing it at? Right here. What does that do? Oh, crash. Crash. All right, let's try reset. No, I'm still getting the crash. I don't like how these errors are being displayed. Round display 190. Here. Only valid value is 0. User scores is a total score. It's not an individual whole score, is it? That's how I'm currently displaying it. Yeah. Probably something I should be tracking. Okay, let's do it right now. User whole scores. Now we've got a lot more to add. Distances provider. Nope. Gotta copy this. This becomes round user whole scores. Yeah. That is accurate. Update user whole scores. New whole scores. New whole scores. User whole scores provider. User whole scores and user whole scores. And then when I'm loading, we need to account for that. Var round. Let's go. User whole scores is equal to this. Copy that and paste it. Round user whole. No round. User whole scores. User whole scores. Make sure that's what I just called it. User whole scores. Okay. Then we got to do the same thing here. User whole scores. Add. Yes. Okay. And then here, container read, update user whole scores. All right, so that is all in there. Now let's go to round display. Let's add that up here under distances, final user whole scores equal to ref watch user whole scores provider. And now that that's all created, and thankfully I am still deleting that file and redoing it because I just changed it again. We can come up to that first one here, to our container, and this can be user whole scores. Okay, let's try that. If this works, I'm going to stop here. Hopefully. We'll get that round display working, and well, seems like we created some issues there. Let's do this. I don't know what the holdup was there. We'll get that to load. Hopefully. Hopefully. Then we can call it. All rounds. Yeah, this is something that the intent initially, I think, was I was just going to calculate it with the shot data here on each app launch, but I think it is probably quite a bit easier if I just upload that already. I can store it as a variable during the rounds and probably save quite a bit of time. Nice. Okay. So it's working. We're going to display the scores here. These are going to change color based on the actual score. But yeah, that is the idea. So we'll call it there for today. Again, some good progress. Got the main menu initial stuff fixed, and now we've got this new view that, at least structure-wise, is coming together. So we'll wrap it up there. I'll probably be doing another one later this weekend or early next week. But yeah, thanks everybody who finds it after the fact.